Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I have to tell you something super exciting, something that I worked on for a very long time. And I mean, you can already see it in the title. I got my dream job. So just to give you a short recap of the past months, so I had some issues with my university getting my final graduation papers. I had to go from one institution to the next to get these papers, and there were so many issues with that. I was going crazy at that time because I just didn't understand why they didn't want to give me my papers. And I mean, I wrote my thesis, I did everything I had to do, I passed everything, so it didn't make any sense. But hey, in April I finally got my graduation papers, which means that at that point I was able to move on to the next step, and that means starting a career in the industry I wanted. Unfortunately, I studied something that is not really video games related. I have a degree in English and philosophy, so that was a small issue. But the thing is, when I was 18, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just applied for courses at university, and I just had no idea what I wanted to be or who I wanted to be in the future. Over the past couple of years, I slowly figured out that I would really like to work in the games industry. So the problem is, I tried getting into marketing and all of that, but I don't have a marketing degree, and I don't have a degree in public relations or anything like that. So I always had this issue. So I started writing job applications in March, and I know everyone has this problem. So you graduate and you don't really know who you are and what you want to do. So I just applied for jobs, and I also never really wrote job applications, so I didn't really know how to do it, and I failed miserably at the beginning because my papers were so terrible, and I remade them several times until I finally got the CV I wanted to have. And I even got Adobe InDesign and all of that just to create the perfect CV and resume. And yeah, so I applied for at least 150 jobs and over the past couple of months, and luckily I still have the job I had when or my student job. So I got a job back in 2015, and back in the day I only worked on Sundays, and then later on I worked part-time. So that was the last over the last year I worked part-time there. So that was great because I didn't have to file for unemployment, which many students have to do after they graduate from university, and I really didn't want to do it. So I'm glad that I still had a job, but it's obviously not the job I always wanted to do. And yeah, I just kept trying. I wrote one application after the other. I basically sent applications and wrote applications up to 8 hours a day. And I mean, although it's always the same file, you still have to make some slight changes, and that takes so much time. So for example, when I applied for a certain job, I always had to kind of change the cover letter and the CV just to make sure it fits that job application. So I had to make some changes, and that always took an insane amount of time. And yeah, so at first I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I applied for jobs at the very big game publishers, and that never really worked out. And the reason for that was always that I don't have work experience, which I didn't understand because I worked for 3 years, and I mean, there are so many students coming from university who have never worked a single day in their lives, and I worked for 3 years, and I just didn't understand it because I already have experience in customer support and all of that. So it never really made any sense to me why people or why companies always came to me saying, well, you don't have experience or you don't fit our requirements, so yeah, we couldn't hire you, or we couldn't continue the hiring process. Okay, so out of these 150 job applications, I was invited to 2 interviews. Okay, it's only 2 interviews, and like for one job, it wasn't even in the games industry. It was a trainee position that that would have paid so badly and so terribly, but I was still willing to do it because I wanted to get work experience. That's all I wanted. I wanted to get work experience in marketing and learn new things. And I went there to this interview. I had to work for 4 hours without being paid just to show them my skills, which was already ridiculous if you ask me. So they wanted me to come, they wanted me to work, and then in the end, after 4 hours, I had the proper interview, and I felt like they didn't really like me, and I felt like it didn't go well, and they just didn't see my potential and skills. Well, when they said they're paying less than minimum wage, I was like, okay, but I studied and went to university. Why is it even below minimum wage? And I don't even know. They couldn't give me an answer to that. I just guess they wanted someone really cheap. And I was still willing to do it because I told them that I really want to work in this industry. I want to get into marketing and get the experience. And they told me they would call me back the next day and tell me if I got the job or not. I never heard from them, and they never replied to any of my emails. I just wanted to know if it's a yes or a no. They didn't even say it's a no. So that was so rude. I mean, letting someone come to you and work, like I had to go there and work for 4 hours. I spent a whole freaking day there, and they didn't even have the audacity to tell me that I'm not getting the job. That was just ridiculous, okay? So I made some bad experiences in my job search, and but I think we all go through this. It's just like, this was so terrible. I sent some emails or I received some emails from companies I applied to, but it never really worked out. So I applied to a lot of jobs in the UK because it's my dream to work and live there. And they always come with this argument like, why would you want to live in the UK? You don't even properly speak English. And when they then speak with me and they hear how I talk, they're like, excuse me, am I speaking with a native speaker? And I think that was always so rude, not even willing to give me a chance. And they always pretended that the UK is like the end of the world. I mean, I am moving to a new place now, and that is more far away than London, okay? So the UK is so close, and nobody wanted to give me a chance, which was so frustrating, and it still hurts me because it's my dream. It's been my dream for 6 or 7 years to move to the UK, and it never worked out. I never had the chance to do a year abroad. I never could do Erasmus. I wasn't able to do anything, okay? So I still don't understand why nobody wants to hire me. Anyway, so I found a new job now. It's still in Germany, and I will do a separate video about this because I'm also moving to a different place. But yeah, then I found this job. So it's I'm not going to tell who the developer is. I don't want to say that publicly. I hope you understand. So I saw this developer and I went to their website, and they were primarily looking, or they primarily offered entry-level and junior positions, which was great because that is just something I was always looking for, because I obviously don't have experience in the games industry, but I still have work experience. So they eventually invited me to 3 interviews, and I finally got the job. I am a community and social media manager now. I'm starting my job on 1st October, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like, although I'm still in Germany and it's not what I always wanted, I still got my dream job, which means that I'm finally able to get experience and get experience and do the job I always wanted to do. And the reason I got the job is actually because I worked for video games magazines in the past in my free time, and the work experience I already have. So that was just fantastic, because the thing is with community management, it's not customer support, but it's similar, and it's very similar to it, because you still have to answer customer inquiries, but it's the community, so it's all very connected. And I think because I'm doing YouTube and all of that, I think I don't really have professional experience in social media management, but I will be able to learn that there. And I mean, we never know what happens in the future. Maybe I will find a job in community management or social media management in the UK. I won't give up my dream. I will still try to achieve this. But I mean, I'm only 23. I'm just starting my career, and the fact that I can now really work in the industry I always wanted to get in. I mean, I tried for so many months and it never worked. Nobody wanted to hire me. I was invited to 2 interviews and nothing worked. So it's really frustrating, and you are questioning your self-worth, because companies always give you the feeling that you're not enough, and that you can't do anything, and you're kind of worthless. I don't know if this is the right way to explain it, but this is how I often felt about it, because companies always told me that I'm incapable of doing everything. And I mean, I graduated from university. I'm not dumb, otherwise I wouldn't have a degree. I wouldn't have been able to get my A level, so I'm not stupid. So why do companies always try to lower your worth? So I don't really understand that. I finally got my dream job. I can't wait to see how it goes. I will of course give you updates on how my on the work experience and how I'm liking the job. But now at the moment I just can't wait to just start and see how it goes. So this is a new chapter in my life, and I can't wait to share this with you. Yeah. As I said, I'm super excited. I'm so happy that my dream finally came true. I was already considering going back to university to become a teacher or something like that, simply because I was getting so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do anymore at some point, because you can't keep waiting for the perfect job and not do anything in the meantime. So yeah, but I finally got what I always wanted, and now we will see how it turns out in the future. So tell me about your job situation, or tell me about your job application experience, because I think I'm not the only one struggling so much and always feeling down when you get emails saying that they don't want to hire you, or you don't even get a reply in the first place. I mean, 90% of the companies I applied to didn't even respond to me, and I just don't understand that. So okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see each other in the next one. Bye guys!